All right, guys. Hello, everyone. Wanted to give you a proper update from this strange little this strange little kingdom I'm currently calling home, which is the hospital. Um, this basically again is a place where lights never quite go out. The machines have more opinions than most people, and somebody's always arriving at precisely the moment you have finally fallen asleep. Right? But I digress on that. But the important news is this: I'm doing well. My condition is controlled. My medical team continues to keep a close eye on me. I remain steady. In a situation where a great deal is beyond my control, steady is not a small word. Steady really is a victory. And steady means the plan is working. It means I am still here, still prepared, and still moving toward the day when the right donor becomes available. I have also been renewed to remain on the heart transplant list. Now, when most people hear the word renewal, they think of a driver's license, a membership, or perhaps a streaming subscription they forgot they were paying for. The transplant list version is somewhat more demanding. Now, Netflix asks, "Are you still watching?" The hospital really asks the same question, but it follows up with laboratory work, medical evaluations, and enough blood tubes to make you wonder whether the vampires have finally organized themselves into a legitimate healthcare system, right? In all seriousness, the renewal process matters. The team reviewed my laboratory results, examined how my body is functioning, and evaluated whether I remain medically appropriate and ready to stay active on the list. Now, so far, the answer is yes. I remain listed, monitored, and prepared. That is encouraging news, and I am grateful for it. So, overall, this process is teaching me something rather uncomfortable about life. And what that is, it's waiting. Waiting is not an empty time. It only feels empty when you believe that nothing meaningful can happen until the thing you want finally arrives. But that is not true. Character is built in the hallway before the doors open. Faith is exercised before the answer comes. And discipline is practiced precisely when the calendar refuses to cooperate with your plans, or my plans in this case, right? So I continue to do the waiting, but I try not to do it passively. I keep busy with work because the mind needs a worthy problem to solve. There's something deeply stabilizing about completing a task, developing an idea, answering a message, or making progress on a project. Work really reminds me that I am not merely a patient occupying a hospital room. I am still a teacher, professional, a father, a creator, a friend, a man with responsibilities and ambitions beyond these walls. So I walk as much as I'm permitted because movement is a declaration. Every lap in the hallway says I'm preparing for for what comes next. The hallway is not exactly an Olympic stadium. There are no cheering crowds, no dramatic music, no sponsor waiting at the finish line with an endorsement contract. Mostly, there are nurses, equipment, carts, and the occasional person wondering why I have passed their room for the sixth time. But a lap is still a lap, and progress does not become less real simply because it happens under fluorescent lights. Um, so, a lot of the things I'm doing are ordinary activities: watching movies, reading books, watching sports. That's all part of the entertainment that I have for me right here. They keep me engaged. They preserve a sense of normal life. They remind me that the endurance is not always dramatic. Sometimes endurance looks like taking another walk. Sometimes it looks like doing another piece of work. Sometimes it looks like laughing at a movie, watching a game, saying a prayer, and declaring that today is not to be surrendered to frustration. So, overall, the task before me now, is really to remain ready without becoming consumed by the waiting, to remain hopeful without pretending that every day is easy, and to remain grateful without denying the difficulty of the situation. Now, hope is not a belief that nothing painful will happen. Hope is the decision that pain will not be granted final authority over the story. I am deeply thankful for the physicians, nurses, technicians, coordinators, family members, friends, coworkers, and all of you who continue to pray, send messages, check on me, and follow this journey. Your encouragement reaches farther than you may realize. A hospital room can become a very small universe, and every kind word opens a window. So, today's update is a good one. I am stable, I am controlled, I am active on the transplant list. I am working, walking, watching, learning, laughing, praying, and doing what human beings have always had to do when the future refuses to reveal itself. Take the next step, take the next responsible step. And when the call finally comes, I really intend to meet that moment not as someone who merely survived the waiting, but as someone who used the waiting to become stronger, wiser, more grateful, and better prepared for the life that follows. So thank you for continuing to walk with me through this chapter. I hope your own day contains something worth working for, something worth laughing about, and someone worth encouraging. Take care of yourselves. Have a great day, and Godspeed.